Hi, this is Lawrence Frontier, also known as a punk with toys on Instagram. And today I finally found it. I got it. Unfortunately, I couldn't wait for Big Bad Toys to get it and to ship it to me because I found it in Target. So today is our first ever What If? What if Thor and Goliath fought? And before you say, that can never happen, sure it could. Disney owns both of them. But I'm just kidding. Today we're going to go over Goliath. And I had to kind of rearrange how I normally sit because, well, he's Goliath. He's huge. Honestly, the packaging is big. The wingspan is big. He's tall. He's strong. He's awesome. So anyway, this is the Gargoyles Goliath by NECA. It's the new line, or one of the new lines. So, I'm going to quickly take a look at the box. I don't have it closed properly because it's just a pain to open and I don't want to ruin the box. So, just from the beginning, like most of NECA stuff, this thing looks awesome. Like, you just look at how big it is. And they do such a good job, again, showing everything. There's Goliath reading. There's Goliath there. That with, oh yeah, that's with the jalapeno. Let's see if you can see it right there. He's holding jalapeno, and if you remember the cartoon, he ate them. It seems like they used jalapeno kind of as a four-letter bomb. That's what they said. He was very literate, as he was not just some mean gargoyle. You know, there's an angry face. So inside, you have him all muscular. The front is obviously not a picture of the toy, which is what NECA normally does. And here's the other shot on the other side, NECA. And if we open it up here, we'll look at this. And this is clearly, as you can see, the tail he is more or less flying. Looks more like he's coming down. And there's obviously where you would keep everything. So there's our box. It is giant. So next, let's get into our Goliath figure. As you can see, I have him fighting Thor, and I might even leave this in my display like this because I think it actually looks kind of cool. But let's get Thor out of here. And I just brought Thor up so we could show you how big he really is. So look at this. His wingspan is so big that I have to leave him this far out. And we'll take a look at the wingspan shortly. But he is wonderful. He looks awesome. This is clearly his angry face. Now NECA, as you can see how slow I moved his arm. I was told by someone that you need to run these guys in hot water. I didn't do it. I was very cautious, very slow about moving all his joints. But he does have double elbow joints, so you can get a fairly nice bend. Double knee joints. Again, are they double? No, they're not. I'm sorry, not double. You have your ankle, and it's kind of like an ankle rocker, I guess. He has very big feet, but he also does have pegs. And I'm going to say that even though his feet are very large, you may want to use a base for him. His tail can bend, so it does have a wire down the middle, and it pops into place. His covering is not cloth, so it looks really nice, to be honest. And then you have your wings, and your wings here, they do have a couple different spots, so you can move them to where you want them. And they kind of stay in place. You have to push it back in. They can come out. That's the noise they're supposed to make. It does kind of worry me. I'm not going to lie about that. But once you find where you want them, it's nice. Again, you look at that face. It looks mean. It looks angry. So, that's one face. He also comes with 5 different hands. Not 5 sets, 5 hands. So what you're going to have is I use this hand, obviously, and you can see in the pictures at the beginning where he's kind of grabbing Stormbreaker. He does have a fist. So you can add 2 fists. Okay, so there's another fist. And then you have 2 open hands, which can be used to read the book. Like he's screaming, like I tried doing at the beginning. If he's holding the jalapeno. Alright. Here's the second head. I really like this sculpt. It looks amazing. It just looks so nice. I think they do a marvelous job. The hairpiece, and I will show you shortly when we take a look at it what I don't like about it. But again, I like the face. I like the way it looks. I mean, he looks like Goliath. He has a Necronomicon. Just kidding. But let's be honest, they do Evil Dead. They do Army of Darkness, Ash vs. Evil Dead. It could be the Necronomicon. Anyway, there's your book, because he's literate. And then we'll show his little jalapeno. That is an episode where he tries, and what they always did was they harken back to it. So, that's a quick look at our Goliath. Now we're going to take a look at him. We're going to measure the size of him, see how big he is. Whether or not you have room for him, I can tell you this, you're going to find room for him because he is really that awesome. So let's take a look at Goliath. Alright, so here's Goliath. So we're going to start here. I'm going to take another quick look at the box. I like to look at these things with you guys. It's hard for me to see. Again, God, it's so big. So let me back up here. And there you have your wonderful box. Gargoyles Goliath Ultimate Action Figure. Gargoyles NECA tells you who it is. I mean, seriously, if you see this thing, you know you just have to pick it up if you're a toy collector. If you're a NECA collector, you like, you know, anything with nice articulation. Again, this is not a toy. This is this is not a toy. This is a small statue that you can pose. All right. So there's our box. It's huge. Okay, I'm not huge, but the box is big. So we're gonna move a little bit closer again. Let's move up here, and we can kind of take a look at just how big he is. Now this is Bronx from, God, I don't even remember what toy line it was. Let's see here. If I can see here, it's made in China. Let's go figure that. 1995. Yeah, I used to have all these. I loved it. I watched the cartoon. I wasn't even a kid, to be honest. But anyway, this is my Bronx. I can't wait to get a Bronx. But you can kind of see the size of them. I do think he actually scales pretty nicely from what I can remember. How Bronx was. Again, this Bronx is, again, he's playing, but anyway, get him out of the way. So here's our Goliath. And again, if we want to stand him, how tall he can be, there we go. So, should have thought this out better, but hey, you wouldn't be watching my reviews if I was thinking things. Now, would you? Alright, so there's our Goliath. You can see how big he is. Now we're going to take our Thor. And here's Fat Thor. And don't get me wrong, he is on a 6-inch scale. But he stands, if I remember correctly, close to, God, he looks like he's as big as him. So let's lift this up here. You know what? I did not think this out. Wow. Here. So we're going to measure him. So here we go. Is our Thor. He stands at just over 7 inches. Or just about 7 inches. That's with his hair. And then your Goliath. My Goliath. Which is going to be just over 8 inches tall. Again, he is huge. So you can see how big Thor is. Now maybe we'll turn him this way. There we go. That's much better. Now you get a good glimpse of exactly how big he really is. Just scoot this back. Look at that. He's a monster. So, enough with Thor. I've already gone over Thor. You can look up that review if you want. So, the thing that everyone is wondering is just exactly how wide is he? And I measured him earlier today, and you're looking at almost 21 inches wide, which to me is nice. I'm sure not going to complain about a 21-inch wide figure until I have to figure out somewhere to put him. Okay, so here we go. So again, we got this like cloth. It's not cloth. It looks nice. It looks like it's nice cloth, but it's not. It's rubber. You can see how his knees bend. So you're gonna be able to get him into some nice poses. If you want him down, like he's a statue. His tail does pop off. It is not connected, so it kind of pushes on. I'm not gonna take this one off. That is for sure. And you can see there's the air holes when they do form the wire through it. There's your air holes, so you know which way is facing down. So I'm actually going to pop off his head, because this is actually the only problem that I have is with the hair and where the wings set. So where the wings set, his head can't really go up all the way, because the hair is this rubber mold. So you can't get his head into a spot where he's looking completely straight, which is very disappointing. He's a fairly heavy figure, so even his ab crunch here, he doesn't always want to stay up. So I'm going to pop off the head. Hopefully we don't break anything. So you can see how these wings go on, and they just snap right in. But you can see there's one spot here that's specifically made so the wings, when they pop in, they'll stay in that place. So you can actually move them down. I don't know how long they're going to last moving it around, but they do change. And as you can see here, this opens up. So you can change the direction of the wings, but it's not going to help with the head, which again, to me, that's kind of disappointing. Sometimes I feel these manufacturers, they can see where something's wrong, and that's where they should have found a way to fix putting on your head sculpt. Because, yeah, your head may move back and forth a little more than what you want, or more than what it can, but these heads are not easy to get on. Probably should have warmed it up, but I can't even really, I can't even pop his head on while I'm doing this, because his wings, which aren't soft, as you can probably hear, they're not soft, so they're not going to move. So to get his head on here, I'll take his wings off. Alright, there's his head. It doesn't make a good pop, so you look here, you can see that his head goes up like this. So here's what you have, the movement of the head. But the moment we put on our wings here, oops, let's put on our wings, which again are gigantic. So the wings are on. His head can only go up that far. So pretty much you're going to have to find a nice pose, because it's eventually going to push down no matter what. So there's this nice head sculpt. I do love this head sculpt. I really do. But if I'm going to make him fight Thor, and I haven't fully decided yet, definitely going to have to go with this one, because clearly he is in a rage. And the best thing about Fat Thor there is he is in fighting mode. So there is our angry, almost looks like it's a Halloween head. Got his different hands, different fists if you want him fighting. your book. He is definitely made to hold the book. That's what these hands are actually for. So you can actually set it up so he's actually holding the book, which I do believe I have upside down. But hey, he's a gargoyle. Can he really read? All right. So the hands are actually made because you can see how the pinky goes up underneath it. So there you go. That's a quick look at our Goliath. I've been waiting for this. I can't wait for this line. Look at him. He's awesome. He's just absolutely awesome. Let's wrap this up. Because I'm rambling on, and you know, once I'm rambling, it's time to wrap it. All right. So there you have it. That is your NECA Gargoyles Goliath, the first of their new line. Demona will be next. So, as you can see, his wings do stay up in place. So far, I mean, I just got them today. They don't seem like they're going to fall anytime soon unless you're playing with it a lot. I do like the way they cover, so you miss the joints, but at the same time you lose a lot of motion. But they do leave it kind of rubbery around the edges here. They also do around, well, not on here, but around the pant legs, like on the Evil Dead figures that I got. Their pants are a little rubbery. So, but he does have an ab crutch. As you can see, he's kind of loose. I have a feeling it has to do with how heavy he is. Not so much like my breaker that I just did a review on. He has this giant tail, which will help you to stand in, but I think I am going to use a couple little stands, or one stand, to keep him up, because he just has a lot of weight to him. The stand works and great. Have to decide how I'm going to display him. Like I said, I think right now I'm going to have him fighting Thor, just because I actually think it looks kind of cool, to be honest. But you want to change the way his wings are, make him look like he's flying. But the head, that's really my only gripe, is that he can't really look up and stay up. You kind of have to mess with it. Maybe heat this up, bend the hair. I mean, the hair is soft, so we can do it like that. So anyway, there you go. There is your NECA Goliath Gargoyles. First one. I love it. There we go. Every time you hear that, it's scary. It sounds like you're gonna break it, but I haven't broken them yet. Also, I haven't really played with them because, well, I don't play with my toys. Toys are for displaying and making battle scenes and everything. So, anyway, I'm clearly rambling on. And I think we all know, once I start rambling, it's time to wrap it up. So anyway, I know I've said it before. You decide what you're going to spend your money on. I like the fact that I'm getting in on this line right away. NECA sometimes can push stuff out. You see the gremlins that are out there. There's so many of them right now. They look really cool. Although I don't want any gremlins in my house. Though I do kind of like the little Mogwai Gizmo. I do kind of like that. But NECA does a really good job, I think, with their displays. They're not meant to play with. Same with, I think, in all honesty, the McFarlane toys. They're 7-inch figures. So, but anyway, this is a nice figure. He's going to take up some space. Demona is next. And then the third figure is the clone of Goliath. So he's going to be just as big, different head sculpt, obviously different coloring, but that's how they're going to try and justify making new figures. And for me, I am going to leave Bronx with him right now till we get a nice NECA version of Bronx. But actually, he looks pretty nice there. So right now, I have a Fat Thor, Party Thor, whatever, swinging a Stormbreaker at a very, very angry Goliath. But then again, if anyone's just swinging Stormbreaker at me, I might be kind of angry too. Especially if I was that fat, yet had arm. Actually, I am that fat. But if I was that fat and yet still looked that damn good, what the hell, man? Talk about being lucky. Anyway, I'm rambling. Clearly, that means it's time to go. Go out there, get this Goliath. He's absolutely amazing. If you can find him. There was 5 of them today. First thing in the morning, 5 of them. So I'm not sure how many these targets are getting, but I'm going to say it's probably going to be a good amount because I've seen the stuff that NECA is finally getting out there, and it's nice. It's nice seeing these toys, able to get them. You're not fighting with people. So, anyway, video's over. Thumbs up whether you like the video or not because it helps me out. We're all trying to help out this toy community. Also, quickly, he is under 40 bucks. So I got him at Target for under 40 bucks. Big Bad Toys, you can actually get him a little bit cheaper. And if you ordered him right when he first came out, Big Bad Toys actually had him for he was $32.99. I think I paid $37 for him. So under 40 with tax. Not that bad. I didn't want to wait for Big Bad Toys because they pushed it back till sometime in October. And I just really want this figure. Really want it, so I was willing to pay a little bit of extra. So, again, I paid $43 for that breaker with the Ram Cycle. So to pay this much for this figure, I don't think it's that bad. Considering NECA figures are 30 bucks anyway. So to get this much, and you're only going to pay about $7 more, well worth it. Create the space. I probably talked to a lot of people that already have looking around going, how would I make space for it? But he's a gargoyle. He can be on top of anything and looking over stuff, and that's what gargoyles are. So anyway, thumbs up. I appreciate it, whether you like it or not. If you have any suggestions about my videos, feel free to put it in there. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Leave some comments if you like. Again, you want to follow me on Instagram. This bad boy is going up there. A Punk with Toys. And until next time, have a great night.